Hello and a warm welcome to Joy Newsroom with me, Denisia Pomayeje. You're live on the home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up in this hour, Ashanti Regional Anti-Galamsey Task Force seizes 6 excavators and arrests 3 foreigners along Enum River for engaging in illegal mining.
I'd say about 60% successful because some of the machines we could not move them.
Also, Spare Parts Dealers Association resists plans by the Alliance of Drivers to increase transport fares starting tomorrow, Monday, 17th March, under the guise of alleged high cost of fuel and spare parts. Details as the association accused each other of engaging in petty politics.
They are basically basing on the increment in the spare parts industry, which is false because they are citing that spare parts has been increased. So they need to also increase their lorry fares.
Also, ranking member on Parliament's Economic Committee, Fare Increment, accuses government of introducing 4 new taxes in the 2025 budget.
They've introduced 4 taxes in this budget. First of all, they have increased the taxes on the mining, the growth and sustainability levy. They've increased it from 1% to 3%.
Also, victims of recent rainstorm in Wa appeal for support as they continue to count their losses. We have details and more, including the latest in world news. Stay with us. You can catch us live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and around the globe at myjoyonline.com, as well as all our social media handles. Thanks for staying with us. The Ashanti Region Anti-Galamsey Task Force has seized 6 excavators deployed in illegal mining operations along River Enum in the Bosomefreo district of the Ashanti Region. 3 foreign nationals were arrested in the operation to rid about 5 tributaries of the river of illegal miners. The Joint Security Task Force is part of the Ashanti Regional Security Council's efforts to end Galamsey in the Ashanti region. Well, Nana Aljima was on the team and has filed this report.
The task force includes personnel from the Ghana Police Service, Environmental Protection Authority, Minerals Commission and Ghana Immigration Service. It was formed after the expiration of a 2-week ultimatum by the Ashanti Regional Minister for all illegal miners to halt their operations in forests and river bodies. The operations included the deployment of drones by the Environmental Protection Authority to pick locations of illegal miners and their excavators. It showed movement of earth-moving equipment from the site upon information of the task force presence on the field. The security operatives, with the coordinates provided by the EPA team, tracked the equipment to effect arrests. The team later found some Chamfam boats floating on the river. Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, Captain Retired John Jabari, led the team.
Today's exercise has been quite successful. When I put a percentage rate, I'd say about 60% successful because some of the machines we could not move them because they have mobilized them by taking the control boards and other stuff. So it's difficult to lift them and bring them to the assembly. So but it has been a good operation. We have arrested 1 Burkinabe, 1 Indian and 1 Chinese. So we have handed them off to the immigration.
Tributaries of the River Enum have become targets of illegal miners in their desperate search for gold. Anuru, Adomesu, Bosompoma and Nanamentu are among affected water bodies in the Bosomefreo district. About 300 meters from the illegal mining site is a cocoa farm in its early production stages. The farmer, who spoke on condition of anonymity, is worried about the harm being done to the water bodies. We used to cook with the water whenever we came to the farm. We have now resorted to sachet water. So whenever we are short of that, we have to close for the day. The large tract of land destroyed by the miners were once farmlands. According to members of the community, some of the lands were sold to the miners while others were forcibly taken. Captain retired Jabari says the task force is considering extending activities to persons supplying equipment to the illegal miners.
You know, I was selling an idea that when you are going to Anyakwanta, you see so many mining shops opened over there. Those are all part of the reason why mining is going off. If we can close off those shops, I'm sure the mining will come down. So it's something that we'll add to our plans and see how we can check their licenses and check their GRA that they are paying so that we can see whether we can minimize the numbers over there. So it's something that next week, as a committee, we'll sit down and we'll go into it.
Residents of communities affected by the illegality being perpetrated here are worried about government's commitment towards ensuring a perpetual end to galamsey in this area. They are also proposing possible reclamation of the area and revegetation. For JoyNews, Nana Ojima reporting.
Meanwhile, the Association of Local Mine Contractors Ghana has appealed to President John Mahama to honor his promise of reducing the cost of obtaining a mining permit. The miners made the call at the association's inauguration at Ntotroso in the Ahafo region. Precious Semevo has more.
The Association of Local Mine Contractors Ghana, with over 1,000 members, was formed to advocate for fair policies and create a platform that empowers and strengthens local businesses, providing essential services in the mining sector. The inauguration and swearing in of the association and executives, led by the president Alex Kwame Bwampon, at Ntotroso in the Ahafo region, brought together all key stakeholders in the mining industry. The Secretary Kwame Abuaji said limited access to capital, high taxation burden, foreign competition, fluctuating currency values, and restrictive policies make it difficult for local businesses to thrive. He appealed to President John Mahama to honor his promise of easing their burden.
We also recognize the immense potential we have as local contractors to drive economic growth, create empowerment, and contribute meaningfully to national development. We would like to use this opportunity to draw the attention of the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, of his firm promise to us, the local contractors, that he would ensure a drastic reduction in the charges associated with mining minerals commission permit. Today, we stand united to respectfully remind the President of his commitment. The pressure on us from mining companies to provide the necessary permit is mounting, and we plead with the President to act swiftly on his words so that as local contractors can operate under fairer and more manageable conditions.
The External Relations and Sustainability Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Albert Amekuji, speaking for the CEO, called for deeper collaboration with local contractors to maximize retention of benefits.
We encourage mining companies to continue to prioritize local procurement and collaborate with Ghanaian contractors to maximize retention of mining benefits within our economy. As an association, I encourage you to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, ethics, safety in your operation. Leverage technology and innovation to improve efficiency and service delivery. Strengthen collaboration with governments, mining firms, and financial institutions to unlock new opportunities.
A senior manager at Newmont Ahafo Mines, Berima Atuapem Frimpon, advised local contractors to build capacity and be competitive with both national and international vendors. Precious Semevo, JoyNews, in Ntotroso.
Now, away from mining, the Spare Parts Dealers Association has accused executives of the Alliance of Drivers of engaging in petty politics in an attempt to increase transport fares. The Alliance for Drivers Ghana on Thursday announced a 20% increase in fares starting Monday, March 17, 2025. The group cited rising cost of fuel and spare parts as reasons for the increment. Responding to the move in a statement, the Spare Parts Dealers Association, however, dismissed the claims of purported increase in the prices of spare parts. They are resisting the plan by the Alliance of Drivers to increase transport fares. Techi Ado is the Director of Communications for the Spare Parts Dealers, and he joins us via phone. Hello, sir. Thank you for your time.
Welcome, my dear.
Okay, so how safe are the traveling public, knowing that the Alliance for Drivers has already announced the implementation of the new fares tomorrow?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to your viewers and your listeners. First of all, GPRTU is not aware of what is going on. GPRTU is not part of this group. This group, they are politically motivated group. I spoke to their national PRO. He confirmed to me that they are doing it because they want to be heard. They want the minister to call them. And because, how can you tell me? Last year, dollar went to 17 cedis. Spare parts went up. Now dollar is 15.5, 15.8. So can you say that because dollar is coming down, so means that the spare parts need to be increased? No. Spare parts rather is coming, the price is coming down rather because the dollar is coming down. And the government has not implemented any tax, has not imposed any tax on spare parts or import duty. So how can spare parts goes up? Meanwhile, they just read budget last week. They're still in the parliament debating. So how can you tell me because of the government did not mention anything or didn't mention any tax on petroleum? It did not mention anything concerning import duty on spare parts. So technically, spare parts will go up. So we need to use the dollar fare. No, that is not true. So their claims is false, propaganda, mischievous. They have an agenda. They want to discredit this government because of the goodwill this particular government is enjoying. Because of the budget is 90% solid. That's the reason why they are doing this. And we are saying that nobody should listen to them. Just these people, just ignore them because they cannot increase dollar fare using spare parts as a yardstick to increase dollar fare. That is not true.
Okay,
the price of spare parts is stable. It remains the same. It's unchanged.
That's good because you've issued a statement to resist their plans, but that in itself does not automatically stop their plans. So what do you intend to do to make sure they don't start charging these new fares tomorrow?
I'm just going to all Ghanaians, the rank of this. They shouldn't pay any fare because GPRTU is the mother body.
Mr. Techi, wouldn't that be inviting chaos?
No, because it's not going to be any chaos. No, it's not going to be any chaos. There is simple understanding. Because we are seeing spare parts has been increased. And I'm the director of communication. I say spare parts prices remain the same. It's the same. Remain the same. Stable. It's unchanged. Nothing has changed. No prices have shoot up. No, rather coming down. So I don't see their claims.
So you're saying that tomorrow, March 17, if we sit in our cars, public transport, and the drivers are telling us that there has been an increment in transport fares, we should resist any attempt to pay more than we are already paying?
Just resist because not all the drivers. So there are only few groups. This Alliance for Drivers Ghana, there are only few. I spoke to the national PRO. What he told me is different from what they are saying outside. Because I can't say it on air. It's purely political motivated, purely. And I told him he should stop because it's too early.
Okay, Mr. Teji, what do you mean by it's political? What do you mean by their reasons are political?
Oh, because I spoke to them. And their utterances and what they told me clearly shows that it's political. I know.
Because you mentioned that they just wanted to get the attention of the transport minister.
Yes, that's what they told me. And I told them that, no, they should relax. They should write a letter to the ministry. And the minister is available to meet them. That's what I told the national PR.
Okay, so before you go, tell us about these drivers for Alliance. Like, how well do you know them, or have you ever engaged them?
Oh, I've met one of them. This is Koku Boate, the national PR. I've met him 2 or 3 times. I know his political affiliation. I know where he's coming from. So I know him very well. I know him very well. So that's what I'm saying. He's politically motivated. But I'd rather advise him. So he should calm down because he should try to engage the government regulators and meet the minister. That would be because government just came in less than 3 months.
Okay.
The government has never implemented anything. Has never imposed tax on people. So how can price go up?
All right, thank you, Mr. Techiado. He's a communications director for the Spare Parts Dealers. I also have Abbas Imoro. He's the PRO for GPRTU, who also joins us live for some reaction. Mr. Imoro, how do you react to the move by the Alliance for Drivers and the counter-response from the Spare Parts Dealers Association?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all listeners. It's just unfortunate our other operating colleagues calling themselves Afro Ghana has just come up we've set publication effective from tomorrow. They are increasing lawyers. Everybody should condemn it. No passenger should go by it. We are saying so because we are in a country governed by law. I don't think they justify the fact that they owe one or two transport, so they have that authority to come up with any lawyer says that they deem necessary. I don't think they justify that.
Okay.
We don't allow anybody who owns vehicles. Surprisingly, they are so joined. I'm surprised because the whole fleet of cars, they also came up with a change of lorry fares effective from on the 8th. It's just unfortunate. You see, I would say they should change their plans. If maybe they have a reason for doing that, I don't think they are doing the nation good. The transport minister who came, we just visit him and welcome him to his office. We promise we are going, we will come back for business. We've never gone back if we are having any problem. Yes, of course, we are in the line within where we have to change the face value of lorry fare. But is this the way we do it? The answer is no. If the answer is no, we are saying nobody should pay more than what they are paying effective from tomorrow.
Okay, so
my sister, I'm a transport operator. We are looking for money. People are undisputedly. We operate all over the system region. So we don't think there's anybody who needs money more than GPRT. But we have to do it in accordance with a very better understanding. How do we do that? We meet with the Transport Ministry, who, of course, defend the general public. Explain to them, this has changed, this has changed, this has changed. So we are moving from here to this place. They also defend the general public. At times, they will also say, oh, but this has been there for a long time. We know it has changed, but this or that. So we are pleading, let's do it this way. Finally, we come to a very good conclusion before sensitizing the general public.
Okay,
yes,
Mr.
we are
Imoro,
going to increase our effective from this day, giving them enough time, at times not less than 1 week.
Okay,
You
Mr.
see,
Imoro,
so
if these
we are
drivers...
saying the timing is just unfortunate, it's not good, and we are urging the general public not to pay new fare effective from tomorrow on the 18th, until we've done the right thing by giving the general public fair hearing. Let's give them fair hearing, fair understanding. Before, if anything, we all go forward.
Okay, Mr. Imoro, if these Alliance for Drivers decide to implement this fare increment, there will definitely be confusion. So how does your association
They will never, my sister, where are they?
How would you ensure that?
Where are they? Where do they operate? Where are their stations? You see, we must be fair. That is why I'm telling you that we don't allow any individual who owns a car to come up with any. But if not, then you, the one that you are interviewing me, if you have 2 vehicles, you tell your driver, change your fare tomorrow. Another person has car. You also tell the driver, to change your. That is not the way we do it. We don't do it that. What they are wrong. And there are laws in the country. If the Transport Ministry will sit down, if they allow them, I'm telling you, my sister, then we keep it to destabilize it. Because they could all pass than the other sort of that. We also ask our people to do what they want. Are we going to live happily? The answer is no. If the answer is no, we urge the Transport Ministry also to come up and say something.
Okay, so you're asking Ghanaians to ignore any proposed increments tomorrow and pay the usual fares they are paying? Just to wrap?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, this is what we are saying.
Thank you. And that's the PRO for the GPRTU, Mr. Abbas Imoro. Well, moving on, the Minister of Trade Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofuswe-Jare has begun an engagement with artisans at Swami Magazine over the government's decision to reverse the ban on importation of salvage vehicles. Anna Sabit has more.
In her first field visit to the Kumasi Magazine since taking office, Ghana's Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofuswe-Jare stepped into the heart of Kumasi's bustling automotive hub, the iconic Kumasi Magazine, with a message of transformation. Together with the Ashanti Regional Minister, the visit sparked dialogue about reviving Ghana's artisan economy through a controversial yet pivotal policy shift, lifting the ban on salvaged vehicle imports.
It will be recalled that during the campaign season, Excellency John Dramani Mahama promised the people of Kokompe, Kumasi Magazine, as well as Aboso Kain, to remove the law on salvage vehicles. What I need to do is to do stakeholder consultation pursuant to the amendment of the said law. And so I've started in Accra. I did with the automobiles in Accra, the dealers in brand new cars, the assemblers, and the second-hand car dealers in Accra. So today I'm in Kumasi to also talk to the people of Swami Magazine. They are excited that Excellency John Dramani Mahama is walking the talk like you always do.
The minister's visit comes amid heated debates over the government's plan to reverse a 2020 ban on importing accident-damaged vehicles, a policy initially aimed at curbing environmental harm and road safety risks. But for the thousands who work here, the ban stifled their lifeline, affordable raw materials to refurbish and resell.
Very soon, I'll go to Kokompe. Once that is done, I'll have finished the stakeholder consultation pursuant to the removal of the law on salvage vehicles. Once that is done, we'll go to Parliament to ensure that the amendment is done safely. I'm excited that they are happy. Excellency John Dramani Mahama promised that within 120 days of assumption of office, he will start. But I'm very sure that we are even finishing within the 120 days. And so that is good. But once they found me here, a series of questions have been asked and I've answered them.
From controversy to cautious optimism, this visit marks a new chapter. As the sun sets on Kumasi, the minister's pledge lingers to steer Ghana's artisans' revolution into a brighter, greener year.
They've asked a couple of things, and I'm sure by the next time when I come here, together with the regional minister, especially looking for spaces to do their work, they also spoke about foundry, and I'm going to discuss all these with Excellency John Dramani Mahama to see how best we can position Kumasi Swami Magazine to discharge their mandate.
The minister also emphasized the relevance of the services rendered by artisans here and noted that there is a need for support from policymakers.
The services they render to the country, the jobs they create, and the market they have here, I think is awesome, and we need to assist them to do their businesses very well. They're even into foundry, and so I'm sure that all these will help the country if we assist them properly.
She also paid a courtesy call to the Manshia Palace to extend warm wishes as well as share her mission with the Asantehene His Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II before meeting with the leadership of the Muslim community at the Kumasi Central Mosque, where she donated some food items to aid them observe the holy month of Ramadan. Anna Sabit, JoyNews, Kumasi.
We'll take a break here on Joy Newsroom, but still to come, victims of Thursday's rainstorm in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region are yet to receive any support from the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. We'll be back with more. Welcome, it's a delight to have you back. Victims of Thursday's rainstorm in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region are yet to receive any support from the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. The storm destroyed several properties in the municipality, including cutting off power supply to some areas and also killed several animals. Some of the victims told JoyNews that they've been neglected to their fate by NADMO. They're calling for support. Rafiq Salam has more.
Kwabena Owusu works with the Ghana Health Service. He was allocated these quarters by the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council a couple of months ago. The quarters at the time was not habitable, and he spent several thousands of Ghana cedis to put it in the right shape.
We did a lot of work on the place because the damage to the building was a lot. Then, fortunately, we have the support of the RCC, who gave us the approval to do the renovation that will be used to credit our rents. And after the renovation, we came in January around on the 15th, and then unfortunately, just around the same time in March, we have this rainstorm taking off the roof.
It was a nightmare for him and his family.
I slept in there. It was raining and then the rain was entering, but I managed as a man. A friend accommodated my family for me, but I decided that I should stay back and then hold the forts and then make sure that at least the little resources we have left there, some bad boys don't come to take them away.
The disaster has packed back his dreams and has to start life all over again.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. We have almost been to class 1 and then we are starting to build up again. For now, we are looking at doing the analysis. When we see that if you are going to rent again, it's the same thing. So the money you look for to rent a new place, why not try to patch some parts till and stay till the help comes? So that's what we are looking at.
They are yet to get any kind of support from the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, though they have reported the matter to them. A visible frustrated midwife, Macy Ali, shared her frustration on the issue.
The whole place is leaking. We have to use basins to collect the water. And the cracks on the walls, we are not safe. We are not safe.
So that means that you don't have a comfortable night?
We don't have a comfortable. We didn't sleep. We didn't actually sleep.
So now what next? Has the NADMO be here or the RCC?
We haven't seen NADMO, but then RCC, they came around.
Okay. So at this material moment, what do you want to be done? Because you are helpless.
Yeah, if the government can come to our aid, we'll be grateful.
Yeah. Officials of NADMO who spoke to me off camera has however rejected their claim, stating that they have been there and has already assessed the extent of the damage. Some of the victims of the disaster have already packed all personal belongings and have left the area in search of new accommodation. It does appear that Kobina Usu is in a fight of his own. He appealed to the NADMO to come to his aid.
Our neighbors who we were fighting the battle with, a lot of them are starting to find new places to move. So unfortunately, those of us who don't have now, we still have to salvage from within and then look at the strengths we can marshal from within ourselves and how well we can put our families back in shape. We have got some carpenters that have come to look at the place and then they are giving estimates a little high. So we are still in talks to see if we can get some supports. We just hope that NADMO comes in. If they come and even give us 3 packets of zinc, I think it will help beat the cost down a lot.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Moving on, ranking member on Parliament Economic Committee Kojo Ponkroma is accusing government of introducing new taxes in the 2025 budget. Finance Minister Dr. Atuforsen in the 2025 budget announced the removal of some 5 taxes, including the betting tax. But Kojo Ponkroma insists the minister has secretly introduced some fresh taxes.
My worst fears have been confirmed. Remember, we said that we could get the sense that they want to remove some of the taxes and then they'll reintroduce taxes at the back. They've introduced 4 taxes in this budget. First of all, they have increased the taxes on the mining, the growth and sustainability levy. They've increased it from 1% to 3%. Secondly, they have reimposed it generally for all the other categories from 2025 to 2028. Number 3, they have introduced VAT on non-life and non-motor insurance. He hid it in the English that they have excluded motor insurance, but they have introduced it on non-life and so property, marine, all of those ones. They are now going to charge VAT on it. And then number 4, they've introduced one more tax. As we go through, I will draw your attention. But they've introduced 4 new taxes in this new budget.
Hasn't something got to give in for another thing?
We said what has to give is the expenditure cuts. The appropriation for last year, I told you, look at the numbers. The appropriation for last year was 250 billion. The appropriation for this year is 290 billion. Where is the cut? Does 290 look like it's lower than 250? So what is giving? What is giving?
Still on the budget, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu has maintained that the funding reforms introduced in this year's budget will help turn around the sector's fortunes. Finance Minister Dr. Ato Forson in the 2025 budget rolled out several initiatives to deal with challenges facing the education sector. Key among them is the uncapping of GET fund inflows and some critical allocation to technical education. The Education Minister maintains that this could not have come at a better time.
Uncapping GET fund and freeing resources to support a free senior high school initiative of the previous administration that, in my strongest view, was not thought through well without any dedicated source of funding. What it means is that we would have to retire resources otherwise meant to support higher or tertiary education to finance free senior high school.
The funding issue with free SHS has not been completely solved based on this arrangement, or additional funding will still be needed?
No, you have to know what do you require in a year for free senior high school. It is between 3.7 to 4 billion Ghana cedis. There are new expenditure with the adjustment of the feeding from 150 to 2 cedis. That will naturally bring it up. But at least there's some relief that we can keep the system running and bequeath to Ghanaians a modern education system which should be digitally driven with some investment in the education sector.
Away from education, executives of a group calling itself Concerned National Democratic Congress in the Nadowli-Kaleo District constituency, are dismissing claims that the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagwin, is interfering in the appointment of a district chief executive for the area. Well, on Tuesday, some selected executives of the party held a press conference accusing the Speaker of shortchanging the party's regional vetting process, adding 2 names to the 3 already shortlisted by the Regional Vetting Committee of the party. An allegation that the Speaker of Parliament has denied strenuously. NDC Communications Officer for the Nadowli-Kaleo constituency, B.A. Sylvester, spoke at a counter press conference in defense of the Speaker. Rafiq Salam reports from Nadowli.
The press conference held by the concerned NDC Nadowli-Kaleo constituency executives is in response to an earlier press conference held on March 11, 2025 by selected constituency executives of the party in the constituency, accusing many, including Speaker of Parliament Alban Kingsford Bagwin, for making attempts to shortchange the vetting process and impose a DCE for the area. The Regional Vetting Committee of the NDC shortlisted 3 persons for consideration by the National Vetting Committee of the party. 2 of the 16 applicants, constituency women organizer and former constituency vice chairman of the party, Mera Haruna and Bartholomew Numbazim respectively, who applied for the job and were discommended by the committee, prayed to the National Vetting Committee for their inclusion. Their inclusion, however, ruffled some feathers in the constituency. Addressing the heavily attended press conference at Nadowli-Kaleo Constituency Communications Officer of the NDC, B.A. Sylvester, noted that the press conference, which was addressed by the constituency organizer, Freddy Kanye, did not represent the views of the constituency executive committee, let alone the entire party.
I took personal checks with the chairman. And my checks with the chairman showed he sanctioned a group other than the executive committee to carry out the press conference because I personally called it. Moreover, even when the member of parliament, in my interaction with him, intervened to stop this group, they defied him and carried rather the orders of the constituency chairman. This is completely disrespectful. This wanton disregard to the member of parliament and the entire executive committee is despicable, to say the least.
On the inclusion of the DO by the National Vetting Committee of the party, the unequivocal stated that Speaker Alban Babwin had no hand in it, poo-pooing their claim, which he said amounted to their ignorance of the DCE nomination process.
But you see, to think that the members of the National Vetting Committee are so unintelligent and manipulative is the height of insult to the members. Because they were not invited or they were not called by any other person. It was the National Vetting Committee, duly constituted by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama through delegated authority to his minister in charge of local government. That committee had the mandate, and they exercised the mandate to entertain the petitioners. So to call that and to opine that those people do not have the intellectual capacity so they can be manipulated by Speaker Babwin, I think they have to apologize to General Mosquito, the chairman of our party and chairman of that particular committee.
There are the following questions for them.
In Volta region, when it occurred, was that Babwin who did it? In Ota region, Oti, when it occurred, was that Babwin who did it? Even in Upper West, in other districts like Jirapa, was that Babwin who did it? In Techima South, Western North, was that Babwin who included their names? So why must it be the case that with respect to Nadowli-Kaleo constituency, Babwin must be part of it?
They concluded with this admonishment.
If they will not accept any other person other than what they want, we equally will resist with emphasis any other person or any person nominated from that three list. Those three nominees. And we know what to do when the time comes. I mean, it's by voting, or those who will vote are assembly members, and those appointed to the committee, the assembly, will face off. So they better pipe low and allow the process as in time past to continue.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam, Nadowli.
From politics, let's move on to health. To attract the necessary investment for quality healthcare delivery, Ghana must present solid evidence of its priority health needs, best achieved through research. In pursuit of this goal, the Ghana Health Service has received proposed research questions from its stakeholders and the general public to further studies aimed at identifying practical solutions for improved health outcomes. JoyNews editor Emefa Etiamwa Eli was among selected experts tasked with determining the priority research questions. She has this report.
Ghana's health system faces numerous concerns and grievances regarding the quality of care provided to the public. Issues range from maternal and newborn health to services for children, adolescents, and older children. However, responses to these concerns have largely been reactionary without strong evidence-based solutions. For donors in the health sector, investment decisions rely on credible data. Felix Osei-Sapon, a health specialist at UNICEF Ghana, explains.
In our work with Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service, we want to use evidence in all that we do in terms of support. And before one can really use evidence, there is a need to engage various stakeholders, get their input, so that the research agenda for the health system is actually tailored to the needs of Ghanaians.
To bridge this gap, a selected group of health service providers, users, policymakers, and researchers have been tasked with identifying researchable questions to develop data-driven solutions for better health outcomes. Thousands of Ghanaians contributed hundreds of research questions on improving maternal and newborn care, child health, adolescent care, and emergency services. A group of experts scored and prioritized these questions. Dr. Sylvia Diganos, a retired obstetrician gynecologist, was particularly drawn to concerns about psychosocial support for pregnant women.
We've always recognized the need for mental health and psychosocial support for women. So there were a lot of issues and questions raised in that direction, and that was interesting, and I thought those were some of the places we need to explore. There were also questions on the quality of care we are providing generally to mothers how to reduce maternal health. Antenatal coverage is very high. So we should it's not the issue of women coming anymore, it's what they receive when they come.
Cynthia Nyave, a service user, expressed relief that her frustrating experience with the National Ambulance Service was captured among the priority research topics.
I had a baby, a preterm baby. We needed to be referred to a bigger facility, though the National Ambulance in the public site is supposed to be free and all that, but then when they came, their explanation was because it's outside the region, I would have to support with fuel and all that. And then it was like around 600 and something Ghana cedis. So imagine a parent who won't be able to afford this money. What would have happened to the baby?
The lead researcher, Dr. Alexander Ansamenu, explains the importance of the scoring exercise in shaping Ghana's health research priorities.
If you have limited resources, prudent use of resources is critical. And prudence in the use of resources means that you must have a scale of preference. What is the most important things that we must tackle? And I think that what I get from this team is that the questions that have been asked are touching directly on the things that touch the lives of the Ghanaian. And so I believe that at the end of the day, we would have a very useful output that the nation is going to use.
On concerns about implementing the outcomes of the research, Dr. Menu is optimistic that Ghana's adaptability and responsiveness to research-driven strategies will ensure a reasonable adherence.
When you identify your top research questions, it then directly attracts investment. So people say, I want to put my money into this because the country sees it as a priority. There are no guarantees as to whether people would implement them, but I believe that people in Ghana as a country, we have adhered as much as possible to many of the program of work and strategies that we've developed in the past. There are some that we are not able to meet, but most of the times we meet between 60 to 80% of the objectives of the strategies. So if these things are feeding into the strategies, it means that there is going to be the likelihood of better uptake and implementation, and that means that we are going to get the expected outcomes at the end of the day.
The findings from this priority research question sets and exercise will determine the key areas Ghana will focus on for further studies, leading to practical solutions for better health outcomes. MFA Ewena Matiamwaili reporting for JoyNews. Koforidria.
Well, get ready to be thrilled by the brilliance of young brains in the 2025 edition of the Love FM Primary Schools Quiz. The 2025 edition has been successfully launched at the Love FM premises in Kumasi. This annual quiz competition aims to inspire and encourage academic excellence among primary school students in the Ashanti region. Here's a report by Irabna Akwe.
Love FM Primary School Quiz, and 36 schools will slug it out for the trophy and bragging rights as the best primary school in the Ashanti region.
The event launch and balloting attended by educators, students, contestants and some community leaders underscored the Love FM's dedication to promoting education in the region. Including the defending champions, finalists will battle it out in groups of 3. The competition will take place over the next 6 weeks, with participating schools pitched against each other in a series of challenging rounds. In recognition for their efforts, top-performing schools and individual students will receive trophies, certificates and educational materials. Principal of Jackson University College, Mrs. Theodosia Jackson, applauded Love FM's commitment to contributing to the education landscape of Ashanti region.
To go through 36 schools to choose a winner is not a small task. So I will recognize highly Love FM for this competition that they are doing for high school debate, and then this one quiz for the kids. It's something they are doing it excellently, and I will encourage them to go on and on and on. They are impacting the society. You see, this is not something you can measure physically to know that I have succeeded with 50% or 80%, but in the near future, they will meet people somewhere and they will say that I was once a member, a contestant in high school, primary school quiz or high school debate.
Interestingly, fresh entry schools in the competition are coming with the vigor of putting up a remarkable performance. The pupils are excited and eager to participate.
We are come here fully prepared with the support of our teachers, and by God with us, we are going to win. We are really excited, and also we are really happy to join the competition.
We have been watching the competition from, I think we started watching it this year, and we realized that it's very, very important, and we want our students to partake in it. Yeah, it is very, very educative, and also it will help the children, their exposure.
Ghana's culinary heritage was on full display at Taste 68, a food festival marking Ghana Month, organized by the Ghana Culture Forum in collaboration with the Ghana Tourism Authority. The event celebrated the richness of local cuisine. The tourism minister underscored the role of Ghanaian food in preserving heritage and cultural identity. Jacqueline and Samaya reports.
From the sizzling aroma of Apapransa to the rich flavors of Acheke, Taste 68 is a feast for the senses. Food lovers, celebrities, and cultural enthusiasts have gathered to celebrate Ghana's culinary heritage. Speaking at the event, Tourism Minister Abla Chifa Gomashi underscores the importance of showcasing Ghanaian cuisine.
When I look through now, what brought my weakness on would be the Tolobif Angwa Mono. And you have deliberately said that I've tasted a lot. They've done very well. It shows the variety, 68 different dishes from our country. And that's not the end of it. I mean, there's a lot more, but because we wanted it to rhyme, 68 at 68 is the only reason why we don't have more than this. We need to rein ourselves in and check ourselves from the unfettered appreciation for other people's cultures. The more you celebrate other people's cultures, the more you relegate yours to the background.
The CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Mami Ifua Huajato, also shared her love for local dishes.
Looking, but my favorite food is fancy. Oh, really? So I'll go to the fancy stand, but for now I'll try the acheke, kelewele, and tilapia.
For many here, it's more than just a food festival. It's a journey through some of Ghana's diverse flavors.
Yeah, original gobe.
Original gobe?
Yeah, Orokodo.
What about you?
Breezy, Chris Breezy, Kokonte.
Bosu, what about you?
I'm having a plan. Ademe. And then a little crab, one crab, and then kako. But I'm looking to see maybe some wele or something. If I don't get, I'll go back.
Abolo with Ademe.
How is it going?
It's going great.
Like, this is my first time tasting it, and it's not all that bad. Like, it's nice.
But the highlight of the day, the much anticipated jollof war.
Before I speak, I want you to feel the flavor. Bring your nose closer. Can you smell it? How is it?
It's good. Jollof.
I'm cooking vegan jollof.
I'm making fish jollof. It's a local fish jollof.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to taste it.
International jollof.
Yeah.
Anointed jollof.
That's international jollof, and this anointed jollof.
Cooking unbreakable correct Ghana at 68.
With food, culture, and community at its core, Taste 68 at 68 has brought Ghana's flavors to life, reminding the world why our traditional dishes deserve global recognition. For JoyNews, I'm Jacqueline Ansama Yaboa.
Well, my favorite food is fufu with chicken lice soup, just so you know. Well, on that Ghana Month note, we'll take a break here on Joy Newsroom, but we'll be back with international news. Welcome back. Now to some international news. Award-winning Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie has made a highly anticipated return to fiction with her new book Dream Count after more than a decade since her last novel. Adichie, known for Half of a Yellow Sun and Americana, revealed in an interview with the BBC that she wants her books to be widely read in Africa. A literary powerhouse, Adichie was recently named one of Times Magazine's 100 most influential people.
I couldn't write for a while, and then I started writing again.
What was it, do you think? What was the block?
This is what I tell myself to feel better. That sometimes when you want to create, you don't, and that maybe this is a good thing because maybe it shouldn't be easy. Right? Maybe creativity should come with difficulties to somehow make it deeper. This is all to cheer myself up. But I can tell you that when I could not write, it was terrifying. I thought, what if I never write again?
And at the same time, in this period, you become a mother. That does something to you, of course, as well.
It does, it does. Actually, my block, and I don't like to use that expression because I'm too superstitious, happened when I became pregnant. Something just changed. And I'm not sure that it was just entirely physiological, but something changed. I think we should talk more openly, more honestly about what motherhood is, how wonderful and glorious it is, but also that it comes with a lot for a woman. It asks a lot of a woman.
Dream Count tells a story of 4 women's lives interconnected, and you go into great detail about their stories, but it's also very visceral at times about women's health.
It's interesting how little of literature is about women and women.
And that's it for Joy Newsroom. But if you want more news, there's a place I recommend, myjoyonline.com. My name is Denisia Pomaeje. Have a lovely afternoon.